Is this the ghost one?
Yeah.
Bulaya.
Bulaya. We need to watch that soon. They're coming out with a
Sequel?
I was like,
The first comment is,
follow-up?
this was my nightmare as a child.
Oh my god, I can't wait.
Right. Well, here we go. Bulbulia, Ami Je Tamar, Mere Dolna Sun. HD English subtitles. This is a music video.
Yes.
So, hello people, I'm Jaby Koay, joined by Char Kirk Drum. Yep.
Yes.
And, okay. My mouth moved prematurely before my hand did. So that was weird.
Is it a ghost?
Footsteps in.
Oh god.
Sound design on this is quite interesting.
You know how I feel about ghosts, right? That's a nice house.
Very
She's
aggressive
got a
movement.
nice voice. It's beautiful.
For some reason that drum beat reminds me of Uncharted. I know it's a very Indian beat, but it just reminds me of Uncharted.
What's going on? Is she a ghost?
I love that the mark of a ghost is a woman with bed hair.
Sometimes they're pretty.
No woman would go outside with bed hair.
Maybe she's been quarantined. Wow. Shreya Ghoshal's voice is incredible. I want to know what he's saying. Go talk to her. What does she want? That's not freaky. Oh. Wow.
Is this happening in her head or?
Yeah,
Okay.
it's a flashback to the past. I think she must have been like a court dancer or something. That's the king. This looks so cool. Super into it.
सांसों में तेरी सरगमे अब रात दिन जिंदगी मेरी तो कुछ ना अब तेरे बिन तेरी धड़कनों की सरगोशी मेरी धड़कनों में बजती है मेरी जागती निगाहों में ख्वाहिश तेरी ही सजती है मेरे ख्याल में हर पल तेरे ख्याल शामिल है लम्हे जुदाइयों वाले मुश्किल बड़े ही मुश्किल है
Why?
Jealousy.
Did he not like the dance? I thought it was amazing.
It took me a second, and I realized that was Vidya Balan.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that was her initially because my first introduction to Vidya Balan was Kahani, and so she looks obviously different in Kahani because she's older than she is here. And so when I looked at her, I'm like, her face is very familiar, and my mind is like cycling through the Rolodex of actresses' names in my head. I'm like, oh, Vidya Balan, but then you said someone's name as the singer, and I didn't want to look stupid, and so I'm like, okay, let me just hold on to that thought.
Yeah,
and
it's 100%. It's Vidya Balan.
Yeah, no, I know it's her now, but who's the singer that you mentioned?
Shreya Ghoshal.
Okay, gotcha.
I think it's Shreya Ghoshal, right? I think so. Someone mentioned in the comments that it was.
But for some reason, when it switched into the flashback with the court or whatever you call that, I don't know. There's something about that really like turned me on, not in a sexual way, but like in a mental way. I'm like, oh, that's really nice. There's something really cool about that, and I don't know if it like took me back to my childhood of like playing video games or something like that when you switch into like this alternate dimension or whatever. Like for some reason my head like went to Zelda, but there was just something really neat about that whole sequence, and I can't quite put my finger on it, but there was something very delightful about it where I ended up kind of falling in love with the video at that point, you know?
Yeah. No, because it was a really nice scene.
Yeah.
Because you get that sense of, okay, in the present time that they're in, it looks like they're in this like old maybe abandoned house or what used to be a palace. And there's this crazy ghost lady and she's doing this dance and you're just like, okay, it's just kind of creepy. And then, but when the man steps in, she's able to like transfer whatever it is and then it just turns into this beautiful thing and you see what it looked like in its heyday and what it was like for her when she was alive and what she looked like and you get this really great sense of story. Like so much was going on there and I was so drawn in. I was like, I understand the story just from watching this music video, which is what it should be. I feel like when there's a musical break in a movie, it should move the story forward. And I feel like this was doing exactly that.
There were English subtitles on this? I don't even think I was paying attention to that. I think I was just so immersed in the...
Yeah, there were English subtitles. It's a really lovely love song.
I guess I was reading that. I was so immersed in the song and the visual presentation of it that I sort of didn't even register that I was reading subtitles, if that makes any sense.
No,
Yeah.
totally. Because after a while, it's just beautiful melody. It's beautiful music. The dancing I thought was just so lovely. Like I think Indian classical dancing is just so interesting anyway. And
But this is different from the classical dance that I've seen before. This is very kinetic.
this is Kathak.
Okay.
I think, because they've got the bells and a lot of emphasis is placed on the footwork and like the drums and the tick, 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 tick,
Yeah.
that they do. I sorry if like I offended anyone by doing that, but that's kind of when I think of it, that's what I think of. But it was a very kinetic dance, and it was beautiful the way they were moving together and like how light they were on their feet, the jumping and like I you know what I wondered as I was watching this, because you see this a lot in the kind of historical Indian dramas, I guess. A lot of the actresses have to do a song, and it's Kathak or like Indian classical dance that they're doing. And I wonder if that's just a prerequisite for actresses getting into Bollywood, that's just one thing that you ought to do, because I imagine that it's not something that is super easy to pick up for a movie if you've never done it a day in your life.
Right.
Do you know what I mean? Because it's a lot of it is our friend Richa.
Yeah.
She's been training in this ever since she was a child, and like what I understand from her is like it is very specific. Like, you know, there's lots of hand, and you see it, the hand movements, the head movements, your entire body is involved in it, and it's moving all the time, and,
Yeah,
and like your fingers are telling a story. And
It looks quite complex.
yeah.
Yeah.
So I wonder if that's one of those things where if you're seriously considering a career as an actress, then you should just have been doing that since you were a kid. You know?
Well, speaking of actress, I thought that Vijay Balan's ability to convey that sort of emotion, both as the ghost and in the flashback, was really neat. I mean, even though I wasn't too keen on the dress up of her as, I mean, I don't even know if she's a ghost, but even though I wasn't too hot on that, she just looked like someone who didn't do her hair that day. But
And like crazed.
yeah, a little bit. Yeah, but just the movement, like the high energy movement, and her going back and forth, and still looking so graceful while she's doing. I didn't even know Vijay Balan was capable of that. And so then you go into the flashback, and there was just something really cool about when it cut to that. I can't quite put my finger on it, but just the set design and all the people being present, and the movement and the dance, and the way the camera was moving with the dance. It was accentuating the dance, if that makes any sense, as opposed to taking away from it, as opposed to being boring or chopping it up. Like it was almost like it was choreographed with the dance.
Yeah.
I thought that was really neat, and the way she was working with her partner was also really neat.
Yeah.
But just the overall vibe that she was exuding, yeah, that energy she was exuding was really, really nice.
Yeah.
And just that sheer grace that she had was beautiful.
And I was super impressed with the male dancer as well, because his ability to lift his leg up like that, and he stood still. Like there was no sway at all. I'm like, wow,
Yeah.
he's incredible.
Yeah, it was pretty cool.
I thoroughly enjoyed that.
Yeah.
It was really, really engaging. Makes me want to watch the movie.
Then you had the what are the drums called again? The tabla?
I think it's the tabla this time, yeah.
I thought that was really neat, how they had that playing in the background with the traditional singing. I thought that was nice. I'm afraid to say anything too specific about any of that stuff, because like I feel like I'll get in trouble for like messing up the terminology or something. So I'm like, I enjoyed it is the easiest way to put it.
Yeah.
And I thought Vijay Balan had like this cool, amazing charisma about her while she was performing this dance.
Yeah.
And one thing you were saying was how you got the whole story out of watching it, and I think that's actually very accurate, because I wasn't even registering the subtitles, honestly. Like I was so
after
engrossed.
a while.
I was so engrossed in the dance and the set design and everything like that, I completely forgot to look down, and that's rare that happens with me. So in addition to that, you get the full scope of what's going on in this scene here in the flashback without them saying anything at all. In the way that the actors are behaving, walking, the way the camera's moving, and what the editor is showing you. Like it was done in such a a graceful way that you didn't actually need subtitles to understand the context of the story. Like you got it.
Yeah.
And that's the best thing possible. Like one of the challenges thrown at me when I was a kid was by a friend of mine who was a full-time editor, like a professional editor at a production house. She's like, try telling a story without having to use words and see if you can still communicate the story. If you're able to do that, that's the mark of a good filmmaker. And I'm like, they managed to pull it off here where
Yeah.
I still got the story. So I was impressive. You guys, thanks so much for hanging out. Thank you so much for supporting us here on the Patreon. Very much appreciate y'all. And yes. Love y'all. I'm Jaby Koay. This is
Achara Cook.
Peace out.